Pensacola landlords, if your rental isn't leasing as quickly as it used to, this video is for you. Today I'm at Jennings Place in Beulah because I wanted to show you exactly what your home is competing against in today's market. At first glance, this looks just like another new neighborhood, but every home you see behind me was built as a rental, and communities like this are changing what today's renters expect and what your rental home is competing against. It combines the amenities of an apartment community with the space and privacy of a single-family home. Residents get features like lawn care, a community pool, dog parks, walking trails, smart home technology, while still enjoying their own home, garage, and backyard. And here's an important factor. These communities are easier to qualify for with low to zero no security deposits. All the single-family communities are pet-friendly with fenced backyards. We've been talking about communities like this in our owner newsletter for years, but I wanted to show you one in person because seeing the competition is much more powerful than talking about it. And this isn't the only one. We've identified more than 1,100 new rental homes and townhomes in communities just like this across Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. And that's only part of the story. At the same time these neighborhoods were built in Pensacola, we were also experiencing one of the largest apartment construction booms we've ever seen. Since 2020, more than 6,000 new apartment units have been added across the Pensacola metro. We're seeing more residents choosing to leave traditional single-family rental homes and move into apartment communities, just like this one. They like having lawn care included, resort-style amenities, fitness centers, dog parks, lower move-in costs, and less responsibility for the upkeep and exterior of the home. The convenience and lifestyle have become just as important as the amount of living space. We're at the 52, which is a $60 million development off of 9 Mile Road near Navy Federal that's comprised of apartments, lofts, and townhomes, and they have over 100 units available for rent right now. Next, we're over off of Pine Forest Road at Ransley Station. This is a multi-use community. There's over 600 apartments, and they're offering 2 months free rent at the flats at Ransley Station today. If you sign a lease, they're still building. This is Ascend at Pathstone, currently offering 1 month's free rent, but take a look here. There's another apartment community as well as a new construction subdivision that's being sold in all of these apartments back here. We're also seeing the rental market become much more specialized. Near the University of West Florida, communities like College View, The Edge, and The Next are offering furnished rent by the room housing designed specifically for college students. And Carrier's Landing was developed for naval aviators and offers community flight simulator training. That's another reason today's rental market is so much more competitive than it was just a few years ago. Renters have more choices than ever before, and many of these choices simply didn't exist in the Pensacola area 5 years ago. These communities attract renters who may have previously leased traditional homes, and together they reduce the pool of prospective tenants for the average single-family rental. One thing that really stands out today is the number of leasing incentives we're seeing. Nearly every new apartment, townhome, and rental neighborhood I researched is advertising some type of move-in special during what is normally the busiest leasing season of the year. We're seeing 1 and even 2 months free rent, reduced security deposits, waived fees, and other incentives designed to attract renters. If communities are offering these kind of incentives during the strongest leasing season of the year, it's a sign that renters have more choices than ever. And for many renters, those incentives make a much bigger difference than the advertised monthly rent. When you factor in 1 or 2 months of free rent, lower move-in cost, included lawn care, amenities, and sometimes utilities or internet, the value becomes very compelling. Now we're over at Walker Heights, another new rental townhome community in North Pensacola off of 9 Mile. This community is a newer D.R. Horton townhome community and comparable to Admiral's Quarter and Nature's Creek, which are just down the road. When Walker Heights first opened, townhomes were being rented for around $2,100 per month. Today, we're seeing advertised rents as low as $1,595. As more new inventory enters the market, the premium that comes with a brand new construction begins to shrink. especially these communities that age and newer communities continue to open nearby. And you don't have to own a home next door to Jennings Place or Walker Heights to be affected. Every new apartment, townhome, and rental neighborhood gives renters another option. And more options the renter have, the more competitive the entire market becomes. And that's why even owners who don't own homes that directly compete with these communities can still feel the impact through longer marketing times, increased concessions, and more pressure on asking rents. Another trend that we're seeing is that renters have become accustomed to newer, more updated homes. Today's renter expects fresh paint, updated finishes, modern fixtures, and homes that are clean and move-in ready. That doesn't mean every owner needs to complete a major renovation, but it does mean that homes which haven't been updated in many years may have a harder time competing unless they're priced accordingly. One thing we talk about with owners every day is that vacancy is almost always more expensive than a small rent adjustment. A vacant home earns exactly $0. In today's market, especially as we head into the fall and winter months, a vacancy isn't always just a few weeks away. It can easily turn into 2 or even 3 months if a home isn't positioned competitively. For example, if lowering your rent by $100 helps lease your home 1 month sooner, you've likely come out ahead financially because you've avoided losing an entire month's rent. If that vacancy stretches into 2 or 3 months, the financial impact becomes even greater. The goal isn't to get the highest advertised rent. The goal is to collect the most rent over the course of the year. The good news is that well-maintained homes are still leasing successfully. If you'd like to know how your rental home compares to today's market, or you'd like an updated rental analysis, we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll continue bringing you real estate market updates to help Pensacola landlords make informed decisions about their rental investments.